What's up? All black men need to be on semen retention in order to improve their relationships. Now, today is Valentine's Day, I want to say. So I kind of want to touch on just the relationship aspect of stuff and meeting a girl and talking to a girl and stuff like that. And I would just say, in my own personal life and from what I've seen with a lot of other guys, the number one thing that hurts your relationships is your sexual energy. And it's whenever you're abusing it, is where I would say you're at your lowest self. You're at your lowest of how you feel about yourself. You're at your lowest of how you can express yourself to other people. And I believe in the black community, a lot of the times it's promoted to be um in these dysfunctional relationships where, oh, I got hoes, or this friends with benefits, or I got, you could have a baby mama here and a baby mama there, and baby daddies, and none of the relationships are actually functional and actually helping you. When you really step back, a lot of relationships are dysfunctional because, and I wouldn't say it's just the man's fault, but you have to put primary, I would say, accountability on the man, because he's the leader. He's the one that's supposed to be in control of a lot of things. And when you have him at a place where he's weak and he's very susceptible to just being controlled, that's what happens when you're on semen retention and you can't control yourself, and you're in this mindset of, oh, as long as I can have sex, as long as I can, you know, use my sexual energy in a pleasurable way, which is not bad to use your sexual energy in a pleasurable way. But the problem is that this usually just throws everything out of whack as far as you looking at the girl like a woman, like a human being, I would say, than you looking at her just like a sexual object. And I think that just in my life, man, that's one goal that I have, is just to be in full control over myself. And that's one thing that's really gonna help me get the relationships that I want in life. Because at the end of the day, I talk about, family structure and why family structure is very important. And I'm a long way from being the man I need to be. Obviously, I'm gonna get there, and I'm improving, and I'm making strides, and I'm getting better, right? One of the heart of me getting better is me controlling my sexual energy, and that's just being real. Because one thing I noticed, bro, the reason I've had like bad experiences and stuff with girls, where just, basically a lot of experiences where the girl might not like me, or she stopped liking me, or uh X, Y, and Z. I would blame me not controlling my sexual energy was the problem, because oftentimes that would put me in a place where I was no longer looking at just being a normal person. I was always having the intentions of sex and using the girl, and just looking at her in a non-human type of way. And the problem with that is, the dudes who have better social skills, the dudes who have better relationships, are always the dudes who are social and they can control their sexual energy. And so they can actually get to know somebody without being so caught up on um the sex and the attraction and stuff, right? And I think in the future, man, and even right now, when I don't want to just quickly sleep with a girl no more. And I'm not even coming from a biblical or no type of religious context with that. I'm coming from a understanding that you really want to make sure that that person is somebody you want to have kids with, or somebody you may potentially be with long term, right? Because when you sleep with somebody, babies are born out of people having sex. That's just that's the truth that we be trying we a lot of times we try to act like sex is just fun and just, oh, she gonna sleep with me and I got hoes. All this create other human beings. So for that reason by itself, you know, you shouldn't just quickly sleep with a girl because it can create a whole nother human being, and you have a responsibility to be there, right? But even just if we take some steps back and take the steps out of relationships, and I mean take the steps back out of, like, you could have a kid, or you could, something long term could be attached to it that you might not want right now. Just look at it on a mentality level. Every time I've been on semen retention and I've been controlling my sexual energy, I've always felt better about myself. I've always had better interactions with women. At times I've even attracted women where, I just attract them, and I really would attract them, I think, a lot of times off of my energy, sometimes more than probably how I looked. But I know that obviously played a role as well. But just don't underestimate the energy aspect and the internal confidence side of things when it comes to a relationship with a girl, because I'm not the guy this out there that'll be like, oh, just try to talk to as many girls as you can. Obviously, I would say shoot your shot with a girl if you think, shoot your shot if you like her and you're attracted to her, right? But that should never mean that you're an easy person where you would easily sleep with her, you would easily do that. Obviously, try to get to know people and just have a good time with people. And trust me, I know it's harder. It's easier to say that than to actually do it, right? But I just think in the black community with black men, we have to put more of an emphasis on controlling our sexual energy and condemning other men who are not caring about their future, the responsibility and accountability behind what they do with their sexual energy. So the men who just don't care, those men need to be condemned. And I think if you're a man that's on semen retention, a black man that's on semen retention, and you're trying to do something better with your life, don't hang around a lot of dudes who don't care about that. Because when I tell you, they're gonna make you feel like you're the weird one, like you're the odd one, like you're the lame one, right? Don't hang around men like that, because they'll only try to they'll try to get you to be like them. They'll try to pick on you if you don't act like them. So I would just say stay away from those guys. And being on semen retention will just improve every aspect of your relationship with yourself. The most importantly with yourself, but also especially with women, and um not being so caught up on all that other stuff of sex and all that type of stuff, because really that makes a man weird. Let's be real. When a man caught up on sex the whole time, he can come off as weird, creepy, awkward. um he can just come off like he's off in the head, like something wrong with him, right? Because I believe I've came off that way to some girls before, man. And I'm glad that I understand that that's not what it's about. That's not how you get the best out of life. That's not how you have the best relationships, by just being addicted to that. And it really will destroy you from the inside out, wholeheartedly. But that's pretty much all I got to say. Peace out.